Okay. All right, guys. We had a first scrimmage, preseason game number one, Tiger Stadium. Outstanding day, a lot of hard work. Our guys had a lot of enthusiasm. There was a lot of preparation for the day. I thought our coaches did a tremendous job getting our guys ready. We mainly practiced first, second, third down, and red zone. That was the emphasis of the day. It's the first day we tackled. We didn't tackle that much, but we had some live scrimmaging. I thought our defense tackled very well. We put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Our quarterback stats were Max was 11 of 19 for 127 yards, 1 TD. Garrett was 11 of 17 for 225 and 3 TDs. Garrett made some big plays out there, scrambling around, made some big plays. Our young freshman made some big catches, and I thought that overall it was a great scrimmage, mostly dominated by the defense and the quickness of the defensive line. We had Ali Gay back. Joe Evans had a good day. Andre Anthony had a good day. Neil Farrell had a good day. Our guys ran around and played well. I got to give Corey Raymond, maybe the coach of the day, only had 2 corners out, and put a couple of other guys at corner. And we didn't blink. Those guys played very well. We gave up very few big plays with the first team. I thought overall it was a great scrimmage. We got a lot of things to do. We still got a week left. Short yardage goal line, all those things are going in, 2 minute, another week of camp. But we need to make a big improvement, especially in the area of protection. Any questions?
Ed, you mentioned defense, I think one day, I guess just, and it was really early, but just looking at it, I mean, what was the thing that I guess they did really well that stood out to you?
No, I just think that the play of the defensive line, having, today was Ali's first day back all the way going full speed. Andre had been hurt a little bit, but those guys were really cranking it up. And again, there was a lot of third down passing situations where they could pin their ears back. I thought those guys did a tremendous job of pass rush today.
Hey, Coach Ed Orgeron, Gillon, Fox State, New Orleans. I know Kayshawn's probably your number 1 option receiver. Is any of these other guys kind of showing out to be the number 2, number 3 guys? Anybody separating themselves?
Not yet. I mean, but they're talented, and we're going to have to go some 4 and 5 wides and let those guys play and rotate them in and out. And, John Stray Kirkland, Francione had 4 catches. Butte had 5. Jure had 2. Brian Thomas had 5 catches. All those guys are very talented. We're going to have to let them all play and see what's going to happen. But I do think as the year goes on, we're going to see who the second guy is, the third guy is. I think that's going to work itself out.
Hey, Ed, Wilson Alexander from the FP. You mentioned those cornerbacks. Can you say any more about who y'all had to move over there or tried out over there?
Lloyd and Darren played. Lloyd Cole and Darren played most of the time. Then we had 2 young guys that played, 2 guys that walked on and played, but Lloyd and Darren played most of the day today, and got to commend them. They did very well.
And a quick follow-up, I know you said Derek will probably come back like Monday or early next week. When do you maybe expect to get the rest of them?
I don't, and I said that prematurely, and we thought Derek was going to come back, but I think that we're going to have to give him a little bit more time. Eli Ricks is perhaps going to come back in some capacity next week. I think it's going to take Derek, and this is more a precautionary measure. We don't want to bring him out there when he's not full speed. It may take more than a week, but whatever it is, he's going to be fine. It's just that we want to make sure when he comes back that he doesn't re-injure.
Yeah, Ron Higgins, Tiger Rag. I know you haven't hit that much yet. Are you worried that you've had a large amount of injuries, a lot of nicks and stuff, without even having to hit?
Yeah.
Are you a little bit concerned about that?
That is a concern. I talked to Bo about it today. I think a lot of it is just the running, all the running, and the guys, although they're not hitting, Ron, they're going full speed, they're working hard, and I think these are all just little camp injuries that's going to get healed. Nothing's major, and somebody like Glenn broke a foot doing a drill. And just bending his foot. So some of these things you can't prevent. Some of them are football injuries. But yes, you're right. But the little amount of hitting that we have done, it's an unusual large amount of injuries.
Well, and one more thing on your running backs. How did they play today? And do you have any stats on what they did?
I don't have any stats. I thought John ran the ball well. Corey Connor made a tremendous play, made 2 or 3 people miss, jumped over a defender. The same type of stuff we saw in high school. Armani Goodwin made some good plays, got in the defensive backfield. made some plays. Both of those guys are tremendous players. Obviously, Tyron didn't get much carries. Josh Williams got a couple carries, but mainly it was John and the two freshmen.
Hey, Coach, obviously Garrett Nussmeier's importance has gone up more than you expected, I guess. How is he improving from the spring game in terms of, he had a lot of interceptions in the spring game. How is he coming along? And what are you investing in him in the next, few weeks to get ready?
Yeah. Well, his pocket presence, he's settled down a little bit. He's not being careless with the football. The guy's a gunslinger. I mean, he can throw the ball. It seems like he can throw the ball down the field from his hip at any position. He made a play again today, but he's been more careful on what he's doing. And obviously, he knows now that he's right there in the position. No telling. He could be playing at any time. And so I think he's more conscientious. He did a good job this summer of learning the offense. He's more patient with the football. Jake has done a good job with him.
Coach, what's some things that stand out over the first couple of weeks of practice? Individually, you've mentioned Brian Thomas. You mentioned Meyer and maybe some other guys. And team-wise, what have you noticed?
Team chemistry, team bonding, coaching staff bonding. The atmosphere around here has been great. Great leadership, communication. Guys come to work. There's some enthusiasm in the office. We have some young coordinators that have never called games before, so they're energetic. They want to prove themselves. I think that there's a good mix among the staff. Brian Thomas is a big receiver with good moves, big, strong hands. He's hard to cover one-on-one, especially in the red zone. You can go up and get it. He's good with yards after the catch with the football, and I think he's going to be one of the great receivers that we've had here at LSU.
Hey, Coach Ed Orgeron again here. Did the linebacking crew, did any of those guys kind of separate themselves? Because I know you said we might see all five of those guys playing week 1 against UCLA. Did any of them kind of separate themselves from that group?
We talked about that today. And Damone Clark, Michael Backfield is doing very good. Bugs is doing very well. Jared Small's all over the place. Those 4 guys are showing out. And they're going to be considered starters. And hopefully we can play all 4 of them.
Hey, Coach, this is Josh Sibley with Louisiana Veteran Football. With Miles being out for the foreseeable future with injury and everything, are you guys limiting the number of run plays for Max?
Yeah.
And possibly that the offense, as far as the RPO and everything?
Yeah.
Or is the offense coming along with being full throttle, as it were?
Well, the RPOs are there. We're going to throw the RPOs. And the RPOs are very – and that RPO doesn't mean that the quarterback is going to run the ball. Either give it to the running back or throw it. All depends on what the safety's disposition and all that stuff. So that's there. But as far as just true quarterback runs to run them, no, we're not going to do that. And now, again, I said it the other day, we ran the quarterback draw with Joe. We let him extend plays with his feet. We had some movement with him. Those things, some normal things that you have to do to win the game. But as far as down in, down out, having a true quarterback run offense, no, we don't have that.
Thank you, Coach.
Ed Wilson, I was there from the Advocate again. I think you mentioned that y'all need to get a little bit better in protection. Sorry if you already followed up, asked about this again, but how do you want to see that really improve here over the next week?
Well, number one, one-on-ones, the techniques that we're using. We're going to go upstairs and watch them. Brad's done a tremendous job. He's only had the guys for, a limited amount of time. We got to make sure that they understand what we're teaching. We got a veteran offensive line, so those guys should be able to protect. We got a lot of young guys that got thrown in the fire today. That sometimes they did well, sometimes they didn't. But there was way too much pressure on the quarterback. So we're going to watch the film and fix it. And those things that hurt us today, we're going to work on all week next week and all week in camp.
And Mike Jones was pretty honest with us the other day, just about some things that he's just kind of need to work on, just like maybe not struggling with a little. I guess just what's your read as coach about where he's kind of at right now?
Yeah, I thought he's done a good job. No, he's got a great attitude, and he knows. You're playing nickel out there, you're playing on the slot, and all of a sudden you're taking on Anthony Bradford, that weighs 355 pounds. That's a different world, It's just, but the kid diagnosed, the physicality. He has no problem with that. He's a great young man. He loves being a Tiger. I think he's going to be a good player for us.
Last one for Ron.
Yeah, Ed, I guess, I mean, compared to the chaos of last year, going to the last year's chaos or the start of the season, is it just a much more feeling of being settled and knowing what you've got and where you're going with it than last year? I mean,
No.
going into the season because it was delayed and it was just
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, is it the atmosphere just totally different?
Totally different. Sense of normalcy, leadership, 18 or 22 starters coming back. Guys came back, they made a decision to come back. We got a great freshman class, a great class, coaches that are hungry. I think it's completely different than the atmosphere last year. There was a lot of outside influences that caused negativity with, and there's some stuff that we couldn't control. So I think none of that stuff has happened now. COVID seems to be for us. We still have our standards which we need to follow, but it's not that we thinking that are we going to play, not going to play. We're feeling we're going to play. We're feeling like the stands are going to be full. So we're excited about that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Go Tigers.